we're going to do some catch up here on page Sadi Hay, and we're going to go to Bir Inyan Hatar Hadormita V'Hanisira. And he's going to have some arichas on this. It's like a review, but maybe it's got some things in it can be helpful to us. Let's look down at number Yud Zion. I guess where you got to start. Number Yud Zion says, "V'hol v'asa the yadon," which came into our hands. What does that mean? In other words, this is the topic. Nevoyer, let me explain. He said, "A nevoyer hatardem v'hanesiru shal v'nekeva ki hakol echad," because everything is really one. I don't know what he means there. I'm trying to get myself positioned. A lot of position here. So he says, "Kol Yinanecha b'nesiris Leah and Rachel." So it's really one Inyan. Because both of them are on the back of their anpin, as we know. So let's read the beer and let's see. He's going to give us some information and see how it corresponds to our minimal knowledge that we have of this. She's come to her whole side, height of Zeranpin. As we're going to explain. So here's the beginning idea here is like this. Nakdim as Seder Hadormita v'Hanesira b'Katzara Kedei l'Hakel al Havonas ha'Inyan b'Ayin b'Meloyim Siman Aleph. He says in his Boyer Haseder Berichos. I'm not sure what the Meloyim is, but he zer anpin b'Chilas Atzilusa b'Choya ben Shisha Sfiras Chaganai. And she was incorporated around a dot. Shehi Sfiras a Kasser Shalom, which is her Kasser. So everything is contained in the Kasser, let's say, but all that she is the Kasser. So that's just kind of interesting that's the fact. V'hi omedes ach ba'achim zer anpin mechachazer shaloch l'mata. So it says she's standing there, but she's just a dot. I assume that it's next to the Ataris Yisod zer anpin, which I think is where it comes from. V'hi decha v'matzav zecha v'ein yicholim nizun lehizdavik machbash ein kol malsa shlema. So irregardless of how tall she gets at this point, her complete height she hasn't reached. So now you need to have 10 spheres. So we know this. And at that point, she's able to make a yichud. Now let's go back. And he says, try to remember this part. He said, as so I guess that would be accurate, right? So we already know that, but not said exactly. I think I heard it said exactly like that. First, we're going to come to Mochen Da'ach. V'la'ach become misaktin as kumas uponim shalachem al yedechaham shachas mochen deponim, by bringing her mochen deponim. So he said, v'la'ach become the asach a zivug, and after that there's going to be a zivug takes place. So he says, he wants to go more detail. He says, "Tehila limshachem lechem mochen da'ach." So for the avheim boim beluvashim benai the yasos benai the tavuna. V'chasei the husha hanache the yasos im hamochen shebo mislavish toch hanache the tavuna. So they're riding together. V'kach he mispashtim toch zer anpin, and they ride together into zer anpin. Ukashem mispashtach b'mochen b'zer anpin lo keich zer anpin lechelko as chelik hamochen shelo letzorch bonav binyan gufo. So he takes a certain portion of these mochin, and it's going to build a nook of a nose and a nook as chelik hamochen shelo derek nekev achre hachazer shelo letzorch binyan partzufa. So she's getting built up from that. I'm trying to locate her. I was under the impression she's down at the bottom of the body. Zeranpin, and now we have Shefa pouring into the level of her, of her kasser. And remembering also that the Nuk is only Kesser to begin with. The Machbasha Nuk Mekabelas Ke'es Es Hashefa Shalom Mizer Anpin. The Ficho he devuka Yimboch Ba'ach Ba'ach. She wants to get close to the, I guess that place is possible where the chef is coming. Pegedei the Kabbalah Shefa Darko. Shefa Darko through him. V'la'achar become Mesalaka Ma'atzil. And after that, the Ma'atzil removes as a Nai the Yasev, a Nai the Devuna. Im HaMocher Shebechem Bezer Anpin. So all the whole bundle's now coming out of Zer Anpin. V'hayadei Kain Noifa Zer Anpin, the Bechin the Shina, which here this is Dormita, which in Spanish I know is Dormir. And so Vahine, so he says like this, the Tevuna Ima Mochin Shebechem, so Tevuna, together with its Mochin, Niknasim is Pashtim Toch parts of Hanok. So now the Nuk, which was originally, he said, was just a Kesser, all of this is pouring into the Nuk. Ve'elo hanachi de yasos im amochin shabehem nishaarin lamod al gabe rosh zer anpin besord or makif. Now this we've heard before, so let's see what else. The kevin sha'ata ein mekabelas nuk as shefo derek zer anpin. L'chein shuv ein tzricha. She didn't need him anymore. Tzricha la'amach ma'achrav. She ein tzricha, and she doesn't have to be there anymore. So she doesn't have to be by that hole. Ma'achrav v'neseres b'menab u'bal amod imo panim b'panim. So he said v'la'achar mekan. So after this, mizdav game zun zivug debia rishona. So then, and I think these words here, I think I wanted to know. The very first yichud, she's going to have a yichud in the bia rishona l'tzorach asiyas kli v'nesinas rucha. So it's kli and rucha go together, right? That's what happens first. So kli and rucha sounds to me like malchus. So it's a malchusdik idea, and ziram, it's a zun idea. Somehow, I don't know. V'nizbayer inyan the command and drush gimels. We'll see more about that. That's exciting. But the fee zivug zeh after she yasech b'mekoma, but that yichud is possible to make in that place. Kevin shalom nimshikoch lachem adayim amochen depanim shalachem, because they still don't have the mochin. Both, I guess he means that both of them only are working with mochin da'ach. Al kain olam zun l'makom abba v'ima. So therefore zun go up to the play the chek of abba v'ima. That's where we heard it. Other places, in other words, they go up to that level. B'koch hamochin da'abba v'ima yesh b'koch his davik sham. So they make a yichud then. Okay, so this is the yichud of what he says, kli v'ruach, and he says you're making a kli there, but since they don't have mochin the ponim, they have to move up to a higher level in order for this to take place. Then he said v'la'achar mekan chozrim zon the mekomam. Then they go back down to their place. The ma'al and man, and as a result of that, they're needy. And they ma'al man la'abba v'ima, help me. They said the Gemo came, call the partzuf and ma'al man and said zeh. And this causes, well, that's the idea, is that the man is going every place from the bottom to the next stage, to the next stage, to the next stage, ad shena'as zivug da'ad sag da'ak, until it reaches the most high place of the big. I'm translating this now as to be the origin of the concept of opposites. Because before that, everything is only 100 place one. So you have to go back to the place of where things don't fit together exactly right. Well, there's a reason for man. So zivug da'av sag da'ak v'nim shachim b'sham mochin depanim, and then from that place starts to stream down mochin depanim. Okay, that man causes that. V'hem nim shachim b'parts of the parts of. Should call parts of Mekabel the Mochem is Davek, but now you have a Yichud coming all the way down now, and as a result of that, they're all getting to the place, well, I guess, where they have the Mochem upon him. Mamshech HaMochem, the parts of Shetachtav, and then, therefore, as a result of that Yichud, it's Mashpia Lamata. Ad Sheboyim HaMochem LaAbba Ve'ima, until the Mochem come to Abba Ve'ima. Mizdavdim, and in other words, he said between Abba Ve'ima and Av Sav Da'ak, it's going step by step. You see that in the Rishash Seri Shosh, something like that. And they start spreading around in Zun. V'oz nigdal the nishlam parts of upon him, and then you see has grown now, and has become complete. The parts of the upon him shalahem. V'la'ach shekavar nishla b'rabazun b'mochen the godless the ach of upon him. So now they have the mochen the godless of ach and upon him together. What happens now? Put them together. What do you get? Oz na'az zivug zun loholed. And now there's a different yichud. This is not the yichud of the kli v'rucha. This is the yichud of actually which is going to reproduce. Now everything we said like this, he says like this. Na'aseh b'kol yom v'yom. It happens every single day. B'kol yom b'parts of zun chadash. Every day is a new zun. The world continues to turn. Zun chadash hashayach le'osach hayom. Wow, which is it refers to this day. So today is going to be the zun that's shayach to this day. Kafi seder hatikon d'shis al b'shnin, and of course all of this is the tikkun that's going on now for these 6,000 years. The order is like this. Shala'acha tefilas arvis na'asach adormita. This is where we understand it. L'mistalkim amochem b'zer anpen. The mochin then leave zer anpen v'noiv b'bechina shena. V'nik nosim amochem denai the devudah mispashtim b'nok. V'la'achar mekan na'asach on the sira of an aseris anuk, and the manuk become benaser. So the uvachatzos alayla, and so at midnight now, na'asach azivug the kli v'rucha. Then you have this kli takes place. Now let me just go a little bit slower. My mind is racing ahead a little bit. I'm sorry. So he says, let me go to the ramochin is there anpem v'nofa b'bechin shena. V'niknasi b'mochen denied the devuna v'mashpat b'denuk. V'la'achar mekan na'asis ha'nesira v'nesira sanuk. Now, so we're talking about at nighttime. What time is it? So, okay, it doesn't say exactly. Now he says, and at midnight. So what happens now that the Nesira is taking place? Na'asach of the zigva the kli v'rucha. That's when that yichud takes place. Then that's the first one at midnight. There's a yichud that takes place of kli v'rucha. V'la'achar mekan nemshachin amochen deponim, and then after that mochen deponim start pouring down. Be'birchas hashachar v'kol zeh b'ku hachana the zivug the lamachar b'tefilas shachris. So all of this. Now he used the word lamachar, but I guess he means in the morning. B'tefilas shachris. So this yichud that takes place after midnight. He didn't say anything more about that. So he's just characterizing the yichud that takes place at that time is going to be a preparation for what's going to happen in the morning. That there is when you're going to start bringing in the mochin upon him. So apparently the yichud that takes place before that is ach ta'ach, like he said it, and so therefore it's ready. It's like ready. That's what it is. It's ready. Let me see. I know there's more. We're running. I wanted to get to the over, but there's one little note here on. Let me see if I can get tuned in here. It says that this, part of what we had read was it says Kol Inyan Echad v'Nesiras Leah v'Rachel. I'm in the Shefa Kavanos. So he says Ki Shtechem Omdos Ba'achrei Ba'achrav K'Noida. So he said, this is the question of that Leah and Rachel really are like one entity. What does he mean? He says, Meloshin the Rav Khan Mashma, he says what? The Gam Leah o Medis Ach Ba'ach Im Zer Anpin. Ba'al Kain Tzricha Nesira Memenu, Shaharacha Nesira Shaicha Rach Kusha Ondim Ach Ba'ach. So naturally. He says, V'hu Tamu al L'chayris. So he said, but it's a problem. He says, the problem here. He says, we keep hearing this. We said it every place. The Leah Omed is panim ba'ach. She's not ach ba'ach, b'zer anpen. The area between the chazer and the das is going to be, she's going to be facing the back of the neck of zer anpen. Im hazan, the hainu shepnei Leah keneged ach re zer anpen. For the lo karachol Omed is ach ba'ach. It's Rachel that's ach ba'ach. The Omed is panim ba'ach. So she's already facing in the right direction. Ma shayach ba'in the Sira. He says, what's the Sira got to do with her? So he said, you look into that. Mashpacha b'yesh lomer, so v'shema, because v'shema yesh lomer, maybe we could say like this. The la'olam achein Leah and Nena tzaricha nesira, really Leah doesn't need nesira. Mikol makom kevin decha nesira po'elis pu'ula, but something happens in the Nesira agam al Leah, and it has to do with Leah too, because Leah, so we had the concept that Leah is going to unite with Rachel. Shekain al yedech hanesira niknase manache the devuna b'Leah v'Rachel at the same, that both of them. Also parts of Echad, and this causes them to come into oneness. V'al kain kora le'inyan zecha b'shem Nesiris Leah v'Rachel, so it puts I guess he's saying b'shem Nesiris Leah v'Rachel. The dog, so get into that, you find out a little bit more. But you and the Kamani says later on, both in Acher. So there's a lot more to be said about this, but I'm going to stop that here, and we'll go to the Sifra.